Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to stop by and see what I've got going on. So today I'm super excited. I have never been in a collaboration with the Crafting Cousins, and I know every month they do their Thrift Flip road trip. And Tammy from Happiness Created was telling me about it, and I'm so excited to actually get to be in that playlist. I mean, like, what? The Crafting Cousins? And their co-host is Sammie from Unicorn Dust Designs. Like, two of my favorite crafting channels, and I'm gonna be in a playlist. I don't even care if I'm the last one in that playlist. I'm just so excited to actually be able to do some thrift flip and be on the road trip. So, I have some DIYs where I went and picked up some stuff. I've had so many things that I've wanted to DIY, you know, thrift living, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And so this was an opportunity, number one, to go thrift store shopping, which I love. And number two, to actually get on here and come up with some great designs with some really inexpensive things I found that I can turn into something brand new, give something old a new life. So I'm excited about that as well. So a big thank you to the Crafting Cousins, a big thank you to Sammie for co-hosting, and also to Tammy who let me know about this. And I didn't know this was an open collaboration, and that was like an open invite for anyone. So it's so nice that they do that to let smaller channels like myself have an opportunity to get some exposure and let other people see my channel. So thank you so much to them ladies for doing these amazing things for smaller channels like myself. We are very grateful, and I can't say enough about you for that. So, okay, I hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're not already. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much. You know that you mean so much to me from the bottom of my heart. I truly am grateful for each and every one of you for the 2 years that you have supported me, followed me, watched my videos. I'm just so thankful. And I think I've covered everything. That is their channels, and the playlist will be in my description box. And I think that's it. I'm so excited. I don't want to miss anything. You know, that's what I'm afraid I'm gonna do. I'm gonna miss something. But okay, I've done enough gabbing. Let's get started. Let's hit this road trip. I need a road trip. All right. Okay, so here is another item that I bought at a thrift store, $3.99. Okay, I bought this so long ago. I had no idea what I wanted to do with it. I just knew that I thought it was neat, right? This is so pretty. You know, I wasn't sure if I wanted to change the color, if I just wanted to clean it up, but I think I do. This is not my style, so, and I'm going to use it for crafting. So, see all these jars in here? See, so I'm sure this was probably like, they were 69 cents a piece somewhere, World Market. So I'm sure they were probably used for, maybe it was supposed to be, what am I trying to say, spices or something, but I'm going to use it to stock my crafting supplies. Okay, like, you know, some of my charms and stuff. So I just wanted to kind of give a quick rundown of, like, you know, what I was going to do with it. And you can hang it on the wall, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to take these off. I'm going to paint it. And yeah, so I think I'm going to start with white plaster. And that's where we're going to start. And then we'll kind of see where it goes from there. But aren't these cute, though? Check this out. Like, oh, it is for spices. See? So, but I'll just take that off and put charms in it. But yeah, 69 cents. I don't know how much the container was, but I got it for $3.99. So, okay, let me get started with painting it. Okay, so I really had a hard time deciding on the color. And I mean, because I kind of liked the green, but I didn't like necessarily the flowers and stuff on it. But I'll tell you, I could have really just cleaned it up and honestly been happy with it in the end. But once I have this done, I am in love with it now. I absolutely love it. And as you can see, I was getting ready to paint it, and I thought, I haven't even cleaned it yet. I really need to get it cleaned. So I wiped the whole thing down with some Pine Sol and water. Plus, I soaked all the bottles in some hot soapy water because I wanted it to be super clean. And then I went to painting. As you can see, the inside is old and dingy. Even after wiping it down, it was really dirty. So I had to paint the entire box. And I just did that with Waverly plaster. And yeah, just wanted to make sure, you know, that I got the entire thing covered. It probably took about 2 coats. And as you can see there, I'm still just painting because here's where I'm still trying to decide, am I going to leave the middle alone? But I did it. I painted the entire thing white. And here in just a few minutes, you're going to see why. I'm just painting away there, aren't I? Okay. And it was hard to get in those grooves to really make sure that I covered all the green. But, and then when I opened the drawers, you know, I had to get it all done. Okay, and as you can see here, in the middle there, I wanted to use that Tim Holtz, I guess it's called transfer paper, or I don't know, but it had birds on it. So what I did off camera was I measured it, cut it all, and now I'm simply taking the Mod Podge and putting, you know, putting it on there. Now, at first I was struggling with getting it in there just where I wanted it, but here in a minute, I really get good at putting them in, getting the top piece, sliding it down on there just right. Oh my gosh, I love this box so, so much. The birds, it being all white. I thought about, and I still might do it, going back and changing the little knobs on it, like with something maybe a little bit fancier. But the knobs I have are pretty big, so I didn't know if that would look right. That's why I didn't do it. And I may not be able to unless I can get some knobs that are cute but smaller, because you can't get too big of ones. It just won't work on here. But I only put one very thin coat of Mod Podge, and I did not put Mod Podge on top of it either. And oh, I love this piece so much. As all of you know who follow me and watch me, you know that I start out with my favorite project first, and this is definitely for sure it. I like all of my projects today. I'm very proud of them, and I'm just so happy to be in this collaboration. So I really wanted to make sure that I did some great projects, but this is definitely my favorite. For sure my favorite. Okay, now on this one I measured it a little bit short. So I'm simply taking an extra piece, putting that on there first, and then I'm going to lay the other on top of it. You can notice it a very little, if you're really on top of the project looking at it, but you have to really be looking for it to notice it. You know, it's not super noticeable. But that's it basically. I cleaned the bottles up, you know, filled them up with all my crafting supplies that I had just bought from, is it called Temu or Temu? But look at this box. Oh, I love it. I hope you guys like it as much as I do, because I am in love with it. Okay, just in love with it. There's all my little jars. Now, the jars were supposed to be spice jars. Remember I said that? So I took all the spice tops off. And then I do have a couple, because I need more of those bottles, which they were at World Market for 69 cents. But who knows how long ago, you know, this was bought. So I don't have any idea. But I love her. She's so beautiful. Please tell me in the description box what you think of it. Okay, I just wanted to remind everyone that Trish and Kay, the crafting cousin, and Sammie from Unicorn Dust Designs, their channels will be in my description box along with the playlist. Please make sure you go and check out everyone's channel. And I just kind of wanted to give you that little reminder. All the information will be in my description box. Okay, so on to DIY number 2. So I got this at the thrift store, obviously, for $3.99. I am obsessed with cutting boards. I love them so much. I don't know why, but I just love them. Now, I thought the Hello Fall was glued on. So I'm taking my heat gun to it and I'm, heating it up and trying to get it. Come to find out, you're going to see here in just a moment that it's not glued on at all. It's actually tacked on. And the reason I find that out is because once I start getting my metal, little tool there under it, I start seeing, see, look, here I am still, I'm still heating it up. And it's never going to come off with heating it up because there's absolutely no glue on it at all. So I don't know how I was supposed to know that or if there was a way I could have known that. I didn't see any glue, but, I didn't see any tacks either. The tacks are so small that they're put in halfway into the Hello Fall and halfway into the cutting board. So once I realized that, I obviously put up the heat gun and then I just simply got the Hello Fall off because, I didn't need to. And I still have the Hello Fall, so I'll use that this fall on something. See, look, I'm feeling on the back like, where are those staples at? Or the staples or the nails or whatever they are. I'm trying to feel for them because they're not back there. So on the Hello Fall, I just simply nailed them down because I couldn't get them out. And I didn't want to get myself poked sometime with it. And I did the exact same thing, too, on the back of the board because I couldn't get them out. Like I tried to use the other side of my hammer, but they weren't coming out. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to sand it all off, which I did. And then I'm going to clean it up, wipe it down really well with Pine Sol and water. Look how dirty it was. That was so dirty. Just get it all cleaned up. Now, I'm obviously not going to use this for food. I'm only going to use it as a decor piece. But, you still want to clean it, obviously. So now I'm going to paint the entire thing except for half of the front of it in my plaster, Waverly. I love Waverly chalk paint, as you all know. Being a Plaid ambassador definitely, is important to me. But it's also the fact that, the paint is so good. Okay, now I leave half of the front of it off, or I don't paint it for a reason. And you're going to see here in just a minute why. But, yeah, this cutting board I have in my kitchen right now. And I'm going to keep making cutting boards until I have so many that I don't have room for them. If I find a good cutting board at the thrift store, I'm for sure picking it up. Same thing with rolling pins. I love finding the thrift store. I love finding something old and turning it into something new that, gives it new life. It gets used again. Yeah, definitely love it. Okay, now I dried off the front and now I'm doing the same thing to the back, except for I'm going to paint the entire back. I wanted to get all that black covered. And I think it only took about 2 paints on the 2 coats on the back as well to get all that black covered. And I did the sides, the whole thing, to make sure that you didn't see any of that. Okay, now Yes, this is Valentine's Day, so I'm using this fabric, for the month of Valentine's Day, and I'm cutting it down to size because the part that I did not paint, I'm actually going to make it, on the front of the cutting board. And I'm also not going to close the top of it. So I'm going to leave the top of it opened so that you can slide a recipe in there or a picture or just to add something, a note, anything in the front of it that you want. And I also want to be able to change the fabric with every season if I want to. So look in the background, you can see I got all my thrift store stuff to try to decide what I was going to, redo today or this week, with this challenge. So I take the fabric and I'm going to use my little fabric glue. The hot glue for me just does not work when it comes to fabric. It gets clumpy and messy. But this, I got this glue at Walmart and I absolutely love it. It seals the fabric forever. I made some pillows with one of them and they're still looking just as good. Like, it's just really great fabric glue. I think it's called fabric adhesive. Okay, and then once that dries, I do let it sit there for, it says a half an hour, but I think I let it sit a couple hours. I want to make sure that it didn't stick to the board. Then I'm going to take these gold tacks and I'm going to tack it on. And again, so that way I can change it with every season. Okay, and really that's it, the whole thing. This was an easy project. I really love the cutting board. I think it's very cute. I'm pretty proud of it. I thought about doing beads. There's lots of things I thought about doing with it, but I think my end choice, I'm definitely the most thrilled with. That one I did not get straight, so I had to pop it out. It was really easy, too, to get these tacks in. It wasn't hard at all. And, I just wanted to make sure that I got, and I think I put 6 on each side. And then, I don't know, maybe 6 on the bottom, too, because I want to make sure it didn't come out. And the only other thing that I'm going to do here in a minute is I'm going to take some of this Dollar Tree ribbon, some of that new ribbon that Dollar Tree has, which is right now, you see me, I'm gluing it across the top. And that's it. It's done. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys like it. Please tell me in the description box or in my comments, what you think of it. I love it. I'm so happy with it. I couldn't have asked for a better cutting board from the thrift store, really. $3.99. And see, I put that little heart in there from one of those Dollar Tree hearts just to show you that you can, put something in it while you're cooking. Or a note or, whatever you wanted to put in it. But yeah, and there's some of my other cutting boards behind it. I have a cutting board on the wall. Yeah, I do like cutting boards. Tell me in the description box, do you like cutting boards too? Like, would you have several of them? Do you just have one you use and that's it? I think they're great to decorate with. I think they just make the kitchen look really well. It just adds that little special farmhouse touch, I feel like, to your kitchen. Okay, now we're going to get started on my last and final project, which is number 3. This is a metal envelope. I paid $1.99 for it at the thrift store. Now, this had a sticker left on it from the original purchase when it was brand new from somewhere. So I really had to get that off. So I used the heat gun. I did all kinds of things, but I didn't want to scratch up, my metal envelope. Even though I was going to be painting it, I still didn't want to, mess it up real bad. So once I got the stickers off and got it cleaned up, I take, again, my plaster and I paint the entire thing. Now, I only paint the entire envelope once. only at the part right there where I'm painting the I love you, the I heart you. I had to paint that, I think, 2 or 3 times, but not the whole thing. Like, it covered up really easy. I think because it was white, you know, it was cleaned up. So, but it's not, you know, white now. It's that plaster white. But so I get the whole thing painted. Okay, so now I have it painted, dried, you know. This is another of Tim Holtz's, I got these off Amazon, by the way. But this one has flowers on it, you know, leaves and flowers and really pretty wording and stuff. So on both my project, I did use the same, you know, person, Tim Holtz, but I used different types, you know. So I've loved these ever since I've had them. I really just think they're very romantic, very pretty, very almost vintage, kind of sort of like, but so, and I went round and round about whether or not I was going to cover the entire box with this transfer Mod Podge, I don't know what it's called, honestly, with this paper that I'm Mod Podging on. Or, you know, so it really took me some time to really think about how I wanted to do this. I kind of thought covering the whole envelope would be just a little too much. So I decide to only do the inside there so that, you know, you can see that is like the first thing you see. And then the sides. And then I leave the front completely white. And then I just add a little something to it. But I definitely think this is cute. I don't know. I think I'm going to probably put mail in it maybe, or some flowers, you know, for Valentine's Day. But I do like it a lot, and I'm going to keep it up past Valentine's Day just because it's an envelope. It doesn't mean that I have to have it up, you know, just for that. Because really it would be great on my desk with, I don't know, even some crafting tools or stickers, or, I mean, there's so much I can do with this that that's what I liked about it at the thrift store. I was like, you know, I can re-clean this up, do something with it, and then I can use it for so many different things. Mail, hang it by the front door, and use mail on it. So you see I'm trying to do the sides. Again, a very thin coat of Mod Podge. I didn't need to put a ton because this stuff is so thin that if you put too much, you know, you're just going to rip it. And now, because I put a thin coat, I was able to pick it up, lay it back down on the areas where I made a mistake. I'm pretty sure that I did leave this to dry overnight so that when I took my fingernail file to it, it didn't rip, like, because it was still wet, you know. I'm almost sure I left it till the next morning. I think the longer you leave something to dry, if you have the time, the better. Because if not, you take a chance on ripping it or ruining it. And who wants to ruin something they've just worked so hard on and have to redo it again? So... Okay, so one more time, I do just want to thank Trish and Kay, the crafting cousins, for letting me be a part of this. It just really means so much to me. You know, my channel's not very big. I've got 1,000, I think 500 and something subscribers. And I thank each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for you. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, just thanks to Trish and Kay for having this and letting smaller channels like myself be exposed is such a nice thing to do. And if I ever become, you know, with a lot of subscribers, which is my goal someday, I too want to do that for people. I want to make sure that smaller channels, I do anything I can to help. Okay, so I take that same ribbon from Dollar Tree. I think that ribbon this year is so pretty. And I can't find it again now. I mean, literally, I was able to get it the first time I was at Dollar Tree, and now it's all gone. And then I put a little heart on it, and that's it. I did, you know, take my file and get all of the excess off of it. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I hope you guys like it. I hope that you'll, you know, tell me in the comments which one was your favorite. Go check out the playlist. I cannot wait to watch it myself. I just know there's going to be so many talented crafters in this. But you guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Happy crafting, and I'll see you soon.